Vou cobrar os galos de área. Eu vou cobrar as vezes que você leva o seu serviço. Não, estou pedindo para ele levar o serviço, porque ele quer. Ele também fora mim. Você vai cobrar se tiver serviço, beleza. Vou contaminar os programas, então. Já que ele teve a cara de pau, né? Ele não vai mandar pra mim, pedido dos picantes. Eu então vai tirar ele. Eu, o quê? Pedido de picante? Olha, dia dos namorados, não existe picante. Não, mas. Eu já falei que é pra ele. Que decepção. Olha, eu tô pronto na minha cara. E aí você vai ver, ele falou. Aí ele não falou mais nada, não. Aí eu também não falei mais nada. Aí ele teve a cara de pau de aparecer aí do lado de casa.
Aí apareceu com presentinho.
Não, que presentinho.
Falei que você ia comprar presente pra ele.
Eu vim tomar banho aqui em casa e dormir, né? Porque. Ficava mais perto. Que palhaçada. Nossa.
Pois é.
E já ganhei um lanche também.
Pois é, porque se você compra um presente pra ele, daí ele vem com essas graças. Ficou sem graça. De ouro. Ele ficou sem graça. Porque você descascou ele, que ele veio falar pra mim que você não era. Ela é qualquer coisa minha, menos namorada. Daí eu falei pra você não comprar.
Vai tomar umas pregas do rabo dele. Palhaçada, cara. Eu falei mesmo pra ele assim: eu não sou mulher de ficar, não, tá? Fique você sabendo. Ela de ficante. Ficante é o caralho. Então você é ficante, quantas outras ficantes você tem também? Palhaçada, velho. A pessoa tem que tomar vergonha das outras. É tipo coisa que fala, tá louco? Negócio de ficante. Ai, eu fiquei puto da vida com isso. Tem ficante do caralho. Nossa, vai na hora de jogar uma briga, eu espernei de uma vez.
Nossa, que mula! Não, que mula ele deve ter falado. Mas ele queria te desejar feliz dos namorados, ele queria zoar com você. Aí ele veio com essa.
Não, que mula ele deve ter falado. Mas ele queria te desejar feliz dos namorados, ele queria zoar com você.
Yes, my wife and her family have a big mouth.
Eu vou desligar, porque o Sean tá fazendo podcast. Na cozinha. Tchau. Tchau. E depois eu ainda sou errada. Ei. Não fica pro seu pessoal aí que eu tô conversando não, porque eu tô na minha cozinha fazendo comida. Você tá errado.
Welcome to the Super Gringo podcast. Tonight I'll be talking about things that are chapping my ass. You know, loony leftists and their crazy bullshit. Let's start off with the Neely case in New York City. Now, I want everybody to think about this. Does anybody think that if the loony leftists weren't in charge of New York City and the criminal justice system, that this person who died would still be alive? With 44 convictions, including assaulting senior citizens, punching them in the head, if he were either in a jail cell or a hospital where he should have fucking been, obviously, he'd still be alive, and a Marine right now, honorably discharged Marine, wouldn't be facing charges. Me personally, I'm laying this all at the feet of the loony left, because how many times do you get to be fucking violently stupid? Another point, after Reverend Al, Mr. I can't pay my fucking taxes, showed up, do you believe if this Marine, a former Marine, or wasn't white, that he wouldn't have been charged? Do you honestly believe that, right? Even though in the video, which I have seen, there was a black man and a Latino helping this Marine hold this guy down. So basically, I think what we have here, and the loony left is going to start lying here soon, is another Kyle Rittenhouse. They're going to lie about everything. Like he's a racist, he's this, even though I haven't met too many racists in the military, because the color of your skin really doesn't matter to us, because my ass is in your, like, my life is in your hands. The color of your, nobody has gone to Arlington Cemetery that I know of and gone, I wonder what color he was. Nobody. What this is he was arrested and charged under the law of critical legal theory, which is the predecessor to critical race theory. Now, the thing is, he was charged with manslaughter, because trying to charge him with murder, you have to prove intent. Obviously, this guy wasn't out to kill anybody. He was just out to, protect people on that train. Of course, I've gotten some of the dumbest fucking comments, one of the dumbest. You can't touch anyone for threatening people.
That's the dumbest motherfucker that ever is. Everybody knows you never fool with God. You fool with God, man. Never fool with God.
And a little self-plug here. I wrote this book, so I know what the fuck. Okay? So, let's look at page 35. Criteria for justification, deadly force. This is deadly force. This isn't even physical force. This is deadly force, because this is my firearms book. Before bringing a exercising deadly force, bringing a firearm to bear, because even if it clears the holster, you're exercising deadly force. For personal protection, quickly determine if the following three conditions exist. 1. By means of their language, action, behavior, or demeanor, another person has demonstrated their intent to kill or severely injure you. I'm going to kill you. I don't give a shit if I don't care about the police if they arrest me. Okay? We've established 1 was in play. 2. This person has the means at hand to carry out their intent because they are armed with a knife, gun, club, or other lethal weapon, or if unarmed, they are physically capable of overpowering you. He has punched 4 to 5 senior citizens in the fucking head. He could have punched a child or someone else in the head and killed them. 3. The physical conditions of the encounter are such that the other person has the opportunity to carry out the attack. In other words, being stuck on a fucking train with a fucking psycho. So, the Marine came up behind him. So he obviously was not threatening the Marine. He was threatening a bunch of elderly people, women, and children. So, you know what? fuck you. What I'm looking for now is to see the toxicology report, because I've taken martial arts. I have a black belt, all that good shit. It takes a while to choke someone to death. It does. It takes 4 minutes for them to be dead. So I'm going to guess because of his history of drug abuse, he might have been higher than a fucking kite. Well, then I brought up that people who were actually, because I wasn't there, and the fucking idiots who keep telling me how evil this guy is, they weren't there. So I went to witness statements, and I said, witnesses said he was a hero. And 4 or 5 of the loony left. It didn't happen. They never said that. Not that I'm right, but can everyone guess the color of the loony leftist saying this never happened? Let's find out. Let's look up some shit here. Okay. Witness calls Marine hero. A woman witnessed Marine veteran Daniel Penny putting Jordan Neely in a fatal... You notice how they word this fatal chokehold? That's the media.
Completely full. This is not bullshit in the media. Protect us to open a branch office.
How many newspaper reporters do you know that know anything about the martial arts? So I've seen the video. Yeah. I think 2 other people were there too. Anyway, again, Kyle Rittenhouse all over again. A fatal chokehold called him a hero who was protecting other passengers who were scared for their lives when Neely, a mentally ill homeless man, started screaming and threatening him on May 1st. I like to use multiple sources because, I don't want to be called biased, although I still am. Witness to Jordan Neely chokehold death, which who knows if it was a chokehold. Let's wait for the toxicology, you fucking... Anyway, chokehold death calls Daniel Penny a hero. I'm trying to come down, but... let's see. A retiree... Oh, maybe I can get some video going. Anyway, a retiree who witnessed Marine veteran Daniel Penny fatally choke. He didn't fatally choke. He put him in a restraint, and he died. An erratic homeless man on a train earlier this month called him a hero and slammed Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg for prosecuting him. He's a hero, said the passenger, who has lived in New York City more than 50 years. Let me see. Didn't happen though, because, that wouldn't go with the narrative. I'll skip Fox News because, you know what they'll say. Here we go. Another New York Sun. Witness calls Marine who subdued belligerent homeless man on New York City subway a hero as donations for his legal defense fund passed $2.6 million. Support for Daniel Penny is surging nationwide after Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg indicted him for manslaughter under pressure from the progressives such as Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. There's someone to be taking advice from, legal advice from, a fucking bartender. A woman who witnessed the May 1st confrontation between a homeless New Yorker Jordan Neely and subway passengers is coming forward to say she would testify on behalf of the man charged with Neely's accidental death. Daniel Penny, the 60-year-old, is calling Mr. Penny a hero as he raises substantial funds for his legal defense. All these loony leftists are going to do is get more people killed. Because guess what? If you can't get justice with the justice system because they're so loony, the loony left is so far gone, then you might as well do it yourself. Basically, I believe the Marine, he's fucked. Because let's look at who they're going to draw from the juror pool. Loony leftists, because that's what New York City is. They all move to New York City. All the smart, common sense people usually live upstate because, well, they like to be able to defend themselves, and there's less crime because people like Bragg aren't letting criminals out in the street so he can go after Marines and Donald Trump. Also, there's no educational requirements to be a juror. You have a legal studies degree, and we're talking about people who can't even tell what gender they are. Anyway, still working the bugs out of the system. Anyway, I heard the best quote today, yesterday. I think it was actually, who the hell said it? I don't remember. Anyway, hey, what's up, Pool Guru? Hey, I'm live tonight, huh? Remember when people got upset over lies? Now they get upset over the truth. Best quote I've heard in probably a month, because it's true. Like, I'm trying to remember who I heard it from. The guy just lost his job at Fox News, because I don't go to Fox News for much of my news, because if I bring it up to the loony left, Fox News has no credibility. CNN has no credibility either. They don't even bring up, they'll just babble. Like, they won't even bring up a news story because they have none. Some of the lies that if you say they are a lie, they will literally get triggered. Like, the economy is booming. Yeah, that's a lie, but if you say it, holy shit, they get triggered. Biden is mentally fit to serve. We all know that's not true, but if you say it, holy shit. Everything is racist. I had that happen today. CRT indoctrinated drones. You wonder why I drink. Holy fuck. And I'm in a foreign country and I still have to hear this shit. And NRA owners kill thousands a year. Yeah, I don't really think that's the case. Usually it's loony leftists or people indoctrinated by the loony left in our fucking indoctrination centers we call school. Gender ideology, CRT, all that shit. Those are usually the ones that get it. That's why most of our cities, even in red states, matter of fact, the cities in red states are usually blue, and they drive the crime numbers because those people are fucking insane. Anyway, Pride Month. Holy shit, have I gotten slack for Pride Month. I think Grumpy Farmer and I don't know if I sent it to Jimmy on my Instagram. Holy fuck, dude. We went 3 days with one retard, and he literally started using like homophobic slurs and racial slurs because literally he was so stupid I started talking to him in Portuguese. You know his comeback? This is America, speak English. So I went back when this is Brazil, speak Portuguese. Anyway, it would appear if you ask what they're proud of, they get triggered. And my question was, because I had a gay uncle. He was cool that he wasn't proud he was gay. He was just born that way. He was proud he's a good nurse. He was proud he had 3 kids. He raised 3 kids. He raised 3 good kids. Anyway, then for 3 days I was literally being called triggered over Pride Month. Because I asked a simple question. While they insulted me, because they didn't even just insult me, they insulted my wife too. They were like going after my wife. So that's how triggered they were. Anyway, I had a couple give me good, like one of them served in Afghanistan. Something to be proud of, you know. We didn't fuck Afghanistan up. The person you elected did. That's how it works too, all the time. Politicians are great at starting wars, man. They can't fucking finish one to save their ass. But none of their reasons to be proud had anything to do with being gay. A couple, like I served in the Army, I raised a few kids, good for them. You know, all reasons to be proud. But nothing to do with who you fuck. Okay? Now, take for instance the guy. I don't remember the guy's first name. He hosts the Rubin Report. I can't remember his first name. Didn't know he was gay until he started commenting on Pride Month, saying what bullshit it was. Why? It doesn't define him. It's not his job. It's just how he is. He has a successful show. That's what he's proud of. Matter of fact, his biggest joke is he's not proud of being gay, but his husband is. So I think he's making a joke, like, you know, that, like, you know, being proud. My wife is proud of who she married, that type of thing, you know. But he's a conservative too, which makes him enemy number one to the loony left. One idiot tried to equate Pride Month to my birthday. So you're not proud of your birthday? We're not going to celebrate your birthday? I don't know. Is everyone going to hold a parade and assless chaps for my birthday? I fucking hope not. And trying to explain things you can be proud of, like I served my country, I retired, wrote a couple books. One. Raised 4 kids, kept my sex life private. I wish I could brag, but I'd get beat up. Theirs, I guess, is being born gay and telling kids about it. Some of them have. They get angry because I don't think they're special because they were born into a CRT-approved victim group. Oh, by the way, did you know science is hate speech? My Facebook page, because I'm so outspoken about this cult, the transgender ideology, fucking gender confusing cult, that went like Dylan Mulvaney comes up and they call him a her, or Ellen Page, they call her a him, or there was 2 actresses who just won some award, like first non-binary actresses, blah blah blah, and I piped in with I've studied DNA through, you know, college, and there is no such thing as non-binary DNA. And if they all take a DNA test and it comes back that Dylan Mulvaney is actually a woman, I'll call him her. And if it comes back that Ellen Page is actually a him, I'll call him him. Because, you know, believing you don't have a sex is just believing they don't believing they don't have. I'm seeing like grumpy farmers on Instagram right now. Anyway, believing they don't have a sex, yeah, there's no DNA backing that up. Anyway, I posted that, and Facebook says it's hate speech. Science is hate speech. Of course, we're kind of getting used to that after the last 3 or 4 years, but, you know, now they're mutilating kids, so it's kind of a, you know, go fuck yourself type thing. Anyway, of course, one of the loony leftists came up with came at me with the Republicans are taking away women's reproductive rights. I didn't know they were dictating you can't fuck, but anyway, I asked them to find abortion in the Constitution. So, let's see what we can find out about abortion, shall we? Let me see here. Now, I've looked at the Constitution, and this is the only thing I can find even close, remotely. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Basically, what that means is if a law establishing abortion as a right is not in the Constitution, it goes back to the states. Yeah, still getting used to this. It goes back to the states. They keep finding these mystical rights, although the Second Amendment is in the Constitution, and they will fuck with that. The First Amendment is in the Constitution, they will fuck with that. Let me explain what you do. You move to a state that allows it. It will get some of you blue voting assholes out of states that don't want your crime and your district attorneys and all the bullshit you bring with you. Maybe. But let me explain something. Abortion is just a symptom of a bigger problem. Abortion is a symptom. The problem is stupid. Stupid people are the problem. They can't use the 12 types of birth control, including a morning after pill. How can you fuck up a morning after pill? Perhaps we should get rid of the problem and not the symptom. It would help with global warming, less carbon. Don't you care about the environment? Here's some money-saving tips. Don't let losers come in you. Don't come inside losers. Follow me for more money-saving tips. Okay, this one really pisses me off. Because it's like a blatant fucking lie right in my face. Just pisses me off. We're not grooming kids. And I have about 200 fucking videos of parents. I guess the parents are overreacting. Because someone's writing these books about what they do with their peepees. It ain't me. I'm writing books about how to shoot guns and shit. See? Has nothing to do with my peepee. Has to do with guns. So, and after I start showing these videos and calling them out for their bullshit, lying, they just stop engaging, and then they'll keep lying to everyone, telling everybody that I'm the problem. Okay? And then, of course, in schools, everything is racist, right? CRT, everything is racist. I'm racist. This book is probably racist because it has black in it somewhere, or this part's white, so it's probably racist. I don't fucking know, but I guess all these parents are overreacting. And excuse the commercials, I don't have YouTube Premium.
These are trash. What is going on here? This is absolute trash. Look at this. Go ahead, show that right on Facebook right there. That's trash. You guys are allowing this? You guys know. The Word of God says,
we're not grooming your kids.
Good and good evil. Isaiah 5:20. But then Jesus goes on to say this. He said,
are you fucking getting it yet?
One of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and were drowned into the depths of the sea. Matthew 18:6. It is absolutely evil. This is demonic.
No, I'm not into religion, but
explicit material in the teens and the children's section. What's next? Go ahead. You want to put a Playboy? How about Penthouse? How about throw porn in there? Is that what's next? Where are we going here, guys? Where are we going with this? This is absolute. I'm just baffled. I showed up here. I seen some of this stuff before. I looked at it more in depth.
We're not grooming your kids.
You have to be absolutely twisted in your thought life. You have to be twisted in your mind to be okay with children, for teens, to view this kind of material. This is ridiculous. This is mental rape.
Welcome to America.
Molestation of our children. It's brainwashing them. It's perverted sexual grooming. You understand, back in the day, if an adult would have shown this to children, they would have been in jail. They would have been on a sex offenders list.
Yep.
This is ridiculous. This is a stain and an embarrassment to our community. You all should be ashamed of yourselves for allowing this trash. Nobody had a spine on this board. Nobody had a backbone to condemn this trash. I mourn and I fear for our youth that have leaders in this area that are totally fine with opening a demonic gate upon them. And that's exactly what's happening. My prayer is that you all have a change of heart that will protect our youth and lead them in paths of peace, of righteousness, and not of confusion and evil. And
how about just not stupid?
That you all get born again and make Jesus Christ the Lord and Savior of your life. And truly...
Well, we don't know why the kids can't pass that standardized test.
You want to leave a legacy? Lead it in paths of righteousness. Lead them in a path of blessing and not a curse. As a spiritual leader, as a pastor in this city, I will not sit back and allow evil to invade this area. I will not do it. And the people of Living Waters Chapel.
But the LGBTQ XYZ Alphabet Mafia community is being attacked. But they don't seem to be too fucking afraid, do they?
Common sense adults.
Fuck you.
Take Christianity, take the Bible out of it. Common sense adults.
Holy shit, look at that. Let me guess, fatphobic?
And most of all, guess what? God is watching and paying attention. And he will not be mocked.
Let me guess, they were all just dismissed as far-right religious nuts. How about this? I'm not a far-right religious nuts.
You're not fighting people. Let me remind you, you're not fighting us. You're fighting Almighty God himself. And I'll tell you right now, he has a very good track record of winning in the end. You will reap what you sow. The Word of God's very clear about that. So, I and Living Waters Chapel, because that's who I am.
Well, how about just, not grooming kids? I mean, if that's legal. That's law. That's common sense. That's not even religious.
And the lake of fire for eternity. And anybody who comes in here who says they're a pastor and supports this stuff, they're a messenger of Satan. They do not represent Jesus Christ. Get it out of this place.
My wife is watching, so I'm going to put in some subtitles that maybe she can understand.
I understand. Church, pastor, church books about children.
Yeah, forgive the ads. I don't have YouTube Premium. I'm not paying.
I don't use the potato. I speak
Thank you all for the opportunity to speak tonight. For the record, I have a grandchild in Wake County Middle School, and my daughter graduated from Enloe High School. And
Listen to what these people are reading.
Grandma here. But I would
Are you
kind of change
fucking
my
kidding
plans
me?
because Becky stole my thunder. I was going to talk about those books too. They're actually
What the
astounding
fuck?
when I heard these books were in Wake County schools, and it's horrifying. I want to start off with reading from a book. So we got story time, ladies and gentlemen. So mute if your kids are in the room, anybody watching, you might want to mute this. The Haters by Jesse Andrews. Summary of concerns about this book is it contains obscene sexual activity, sexual commentary, excessive and frequent profanity. On page 101, boner. No one was awake to stare in disgust at the lurchy jailbreak of my sleep boner into the sink with the hotel conditioner. Page 102. Well, I don't know either. Now the language is not good English. Just keep that in mind. Well, it's true or false. The sink, but I figured it wasn't just awkward because I had masturbated in the hotel sink. Page 265. She guided me onto my back and pulled me on the bottom of my briefs, and I pushed them over my knees and feet and was completely naked and not hard at all. She straddled me and pulled her top. She reached behind herself and kind of carefully took my and I couldn't really think about anything else. And pretty soon after I was hard and she shook her hand away, I heard her opening some little crinkly package. I could feel and felt her put the cool plastic middle of the condom snugly on the front. Anyway, you get the, I don't want to read anymore. I'm sick of it. You get the image. You get the count on
Holy shit.
the awards.
You had to bleep some out, huh? Oh, yeah. But your kids are reading that in school.
For girl parts, 5, and the SH word 121 times. If my
It's 'cause,
that book has no business in any public
It's
school.
behind.
How many billions of
It's
dollars
called
we
buffering.
spend on education every year in our public schools? What a waste of money these books are. There are hundreds of like books in our public schools. I have seen them for myself. I have read some of them, and they're disgusting. They make me want to vomit.
As an author, I have to ask myself, what would make you possess you to write a book about what you do with your pee-pee?
Hands of minor students, like Becky suggested, a way to rate them and keep them away from our students. Why do we need to waste our money on these books? Thank you.
Our next speaker.
Turn the microphone off.
Turn off his microphone, please.
A Clay County parent to speak with his local school board has drawn some national attention after he had his microphone turned off while attempting to read a passage out of a book from the Fleming Island High School library.
A book his daughter was supposed to read for a course.
Jake Stofan joins us live from Fleming Island High School now. And Jake, you spoke with that parent today.
I did, and that parent, Bruce Friedman, is part of a national group called No Left Turn that chronicles an ongoing list of books that have been objected to by parents contained in public schools throughout the country.
You remember the same people that had a fit about To Killing a Mockingbird and Huckleberry Finn are now putting these books in school libraries.
Fleming Island High School. That book is Lucky by Alice Sebold. The book's description on Amazon characterizes it as a memoir of the author who was brutally raped at 18 and chronicles her recovery. Bruce Friedman sees it very differently.
I don't know a good parent that wants their child to be.
Friedman took his concerns to the June 30th meeting of the Clay County School Board. When he attempted to read an excerpt from the book, this happened.
Turn off his microphone, please.
And this was the explanation he was given.
There are state laws that prohibit and federal communications laws that prohibit you from publishing these things to a child.
Ironic, isn't it?
So,
Statement, a district spokesperson told us
they're acknowledging his pornography
meetings are televised
and can't be televised on TV, but they
informed us an official complaint against Lucky has now been filed, and the book has temporarily been pulled from the shelf pending an official review. Friedman
college maybe it'd be all right, but
he should never have had to complain.
Why did I have to be the guy who found it? Why am I doing your job? Your job is to protect our children and educate them and send them home safely on the bus. The end.
it's called indoctrination.
Have been making the rounds on social media in recent years. They're part of a growing interest in and at times resentment towards local school boards. Now, coming up on Action News Jax at 6 p.m., I'll tell you how Governor Ron DeSantis is getting involved in local school board races here and why some are concerned it could make the nonpartisan races the new political front line. For local coverage you can count on live in Fleming Island, I'm Jake Stofan.
Not grooming kids shouldn't even be political. It should just be common fucking sense. Weird. I like this.
It's something we've been talking a lot about in our team at OHSU, and we're kind of writing up our early experience with Kids Endocrinology and Public Health.
Talking about mutilating children.
Collaborating to put out, this is our early experience with this group of
But
people.
LGBTQ plus XYZ Alphabet Mafia are being attacked and murdered, according to them. They're pretty fucking bold for people being attacked and murdered.
Coming through, like it's coming right at us.
I'm proud because we
all kind of need to be
really
start thinking about how we can optimize.
You're making these fucking videos, but somehow you're afraid.
There's this question.
You should be proud.
How does that factor into consent when you're consenting someone for pubertal suppression? And there likely is some effect on downstage genital surgery, but you don't know if an individual is going to desire genital surgery in the future or not. And then it's also hard to have that conversation with someone that maybe hasn't went through puberty or ever engaged in sexual activity. It's a really tricky thing. And
no, it's not.
It comes time to actually do surgery if an individual does go through suppression and ultimately is in their latter teenage years and wants a pregnancy. Not only are you facing the struggle of not having a lot of tissue to work with, but that tissue hasn't been under the influence of testosterone.
If we could solve a mental issue with a scalpel, we'd still be doing fucking lobotomies.
That they're experiencing.
Some of the loony left I've talked to, a lobotomy might be a step up.
And more often than not, there's been almost no genital engagement in terms of self-stimulation or masturbation. So then trying to assess things like erogenous outcomes after a surgery when someone's never had an erogenous experience in their life is incredibly difficult because they don't really have a baseline to compare it to.
Holy fuck.
Then, you know, post-operative care, anyone knows that's seen a post-operative vaginoplasty patient is really intense, and we're kind of asking someone that is younger and hasn't really engaged or done much with their genitalia to all of a sudden do this like really aggressive relaxation for dilation, and it's just a
How about I dilate his face with my right hand?
to be a barrier almost more so than, yes, the surgery is technically challenging and demanding, but I think we're developing pretty good strategies to deal with that.
I have a strategy. How about quit fucking with Mother Nature, because she will fuck you back after she's dipped her dick in some fucking Vaseline and some metal filings.
Peri-operatively in terms of...
That's why the suicide rate after surgery is still higher than the general population. 35 to 50%, even in countries where they celebrate you fucking idiots.
That's never had to engage with the pelvic floor musculature and is maybe 17, 18 years old. It's hard.
Absolutely. I was talking to a colleague the other day about that, and because she had a patient who was an adolescent and underwent pubertal suppression and had vaginoplasty, and it just had me thinking, you know, when we undergo pelvic...
But they're not mutilating children. They'll tell you that over and over.
There's still this ongoing conversations regarding the ethics of doing an internal assessment on an adolescent who's never had any sexual activity or even self-stimulation, and do like their first experience with their anatomy being from this provider or from, you know, dilation, which the symptoms associated with that. So it's just, yeah, there's a lot of layers to consider.
No, there is, for sure. And I think we're all having very open conversations, and with patients and families too, trying to figure out what is the best thing. Because, you know, long term, we want people not only to have relief of dysphoria, but have like a functional and satisfactory, great sex life too. And,
holy shit.
You know, we're trying to think like, what can we do ahead of time? Like, are things like encouraging genital engagement preoperatively, is that a bad thing or a good thing? I don't think we really know yet in terms of what's the trade-off with physical anatomy versus, you know, exacerbating dysphoria. It's a very complicated issue, and I'm not sure there's like one answer for everybody. But I think definitely something that we're going to learn a lot more about.
Yeah, there is an answer for everybody. Don't fuck with Mother Nature. She will fuck back harder than you can.
Y'all doing pelvic floor physio too, so I'm sure we'll be in close communication.
Yeah,
Remember, these are the same fucking idiots lecturing you about what you're doing to Mother Nature with your truck.
Different interventions. You mentioned, you know, how intense post-op care is after vaginoplasty.
Well, what the fuck?
And it's a nice segue into my next question about how it's becoming increasingly common for folks.
It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress.
Low-depth vaginoplasty. What trends do you notice in terms of how this?
Holy fuck.
Como era foi? Agora foi.
America! Uhul! Porque eu adoro o Brasil.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, staff, community.
These parents are just overreacting.
This has been some years now, and started down this road. I was intensely upset that this even exists in our schools. I wanted it gone. I wanted it out. I wanted to do whatever it takes to get rid of it. Now, there's been argument on the other side that some of these books may be useful and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm willing to meet in the middle. Well, maybe let's just take it out of where everybody can grab a hold of it. Move it into an area, still in the same library, media center, whatever, but let's make parents have to give an express consent for their child to get in there and view this material. What's wrong with that? I hear members of this board...
You can't buy a hustler until you're 18.
There may be something that these kids can draw off of from these books that may benefit them. So think about this. Don't you think on the very flip side of that coin that some of these kids may draw the bad out of these books? Isn't that possible?
The same people that say these books can't indoctrinate a child to be a certain way also accuse the church and the Bible of doing the exact same thing.
That's why they don't allow these books in jails and prisons. You should know that. You should know that.
Yeah, it's called pedophilia.
Because they would incite violence.
It's called chomos.
So why on earth?
So your school boards are chomos.
Kids just walk in and grab it. I've also heard this board say
because they can't have kids, they have to make them by indoctrinating yours.
That maybe don't have good parents at home. I get that. I understand that. I happen to think I'm a pretty good parent.
If you're mutilating your kids, you don't have a good parents at home.
My last one is in high school, junior at Dakota. I've had 4 other children. Great kids. I take pride in my parenting skills. Not every kid has that. I get that. So instead of allowing them to have access to this where it may damage them, remove it. Put it somewhere else where they cannot get to it. Is that too much to ask? What are we so hung up on this for? I don't get it. Is it just because we're asking you to do something and you can't stand us that much that you're purposely going against everything we're suggesting? We're trying to meet in the middle. I gave up what I wanted to do to try to compromise, but nobody wants to do that. Why?
Thank you.
Because they're mentally ill and they want other people to be mentally ill with them. They're lonely. And they know the adults don't want to play with them, so and that's exactly what it is. Negative attention seeking. Exactly what it is. Negative attention seeking.
Childhood is a time of joy and innocence, and this should be an absolute right for all our children. 1% of elementary school children have gender dysphoria, and more affecting the 99%. Most kindergarten children don't know how to tie their shoes or recite their home address when they start school.
That's when they want them. What? Yeah.
Are you fucking getting it yet?
I'm getting it, but are they? Okay.
On October 15th, 22, Shannon King stated on Facebook that he would ensure, quote unquote, ensure the books at each school align with the appropriate audience. For instance, no books meant for young adults in the elementary or middle schools, no books meant for adults in the high schools. On October 18th, 22, Denise Aquino stated on Facebook regarding specifically the book Milk and Honey, which is in Chip and Dakota, that your media clerks assured the board that the book was not in your libraries and it was simply a smear tactic on the upcoming election, and continued to say that she would, quote unquote, never want those students exposed to this type of book. At the last board meeting, Bruce Wade admitted that there is pornography which has tried to get pornographic books out of the schools, or at least bring it up to the board for a discussion, for a conversation, but yet you all sit there in silence, which makes all of you knowingly providing vulgar pornography to minors. Definition of sex ed is education about sexual reproduction in human beings, sexual intercourse, and other aspects of human sexual behavior. It explores values and beliefs about those topics and helps people gain the skills that are needed to navigate relationships with self, partners, and communities and gain one's own sexual health. MCL 380-1507 says sex ed can only happen during an instructional period of limited duration within a course of instruction with a certified instructor. Parents must have prior notice of any and all sex ed provided by the school at every grade level, including an opportunity to review all materials. The law also states that you are only required to teach reproductive health and about sexually transmitted diseases, and shall stress abstinence.
I took all that in health.
Lifestyle for unmarried young people.
It's a good thing
The
to.
material in your library should not contradict that. Therefore, these books are nothing more than rogue sex ed, in which the school can lose
Abstinence is good, only because some of you people are just some nasty motherfuckers.
Your administration, who you employ, all say that these books in your school libraries, based on a whole, are acceptable to minors. I went through the appeal process with Mr. Roberts with the book All Boys Aren't Blue, which starts off with two boy cousins being intimate for the first time, and then it goes into great detail on two males having oral sex and then taking each other from behind.
No, at least you didn't read it.
Robert said this book is, quote unquote, a valuable resource for the student population. These books are not being used during an instructional period within a course of instruction with a certified...
Again, I ask, what would
stressing sex abstinence
enter your head to want to write a book about what you do with your pee-pee?
Thank you. Again, rogue sex ed is illegal, and you are knowingly providing pornography to minors.
At least she didn't read the contents, because that kind of grossed me out. And, you know, I'm an adult. Imagine what the kids think. These are some sick people.
Yes, Ed, go ahead, please.
Thank you. As a former GUSD student, GUSD coach, and GUSD history teacher, and now a current parent of two GUSD students, there's only one word to describe the actions of this board.
Homeschool.
Incompetent. This whole idea of bringing in history revisionist companies for
CRT.
development is a prime example of...
Everything is racist.
One of the members of the board is a history teacher, and she should know quite well that the most effective way to destroy people is to deny and obliterate their own understanding of their history. That's Orwell, by the way.
They have to destroy the history, because if they don't, the Democrats come off looking like major league assholes.
Their own understanding of history, or better yet, are you just trying to let them know that they're racist because they don't think like you do? This all makes sense now. First, indoctrinate the kids, then start to indoctrinate the teachers, all in while calling parents Nazis. Once the first two phases are
I'm not a socialist, so I can't be a Nazi.
Requirements so that the board meets only once a month, and the parents and the public have less and less time to make comments about the board's decisions and the school board's ideologies and curriculum. It also makes sense now as to why the board is so gung-ho to approve the 3-year renewal contract of the Panorama Education for Social and Emotional Learning Support. For those of you that don't know, this company's co-founder is AG Merrick Garland's son-in-law. Yes, the same Merrick Garland that last year sicked the FBI on these exact types of meetings.
At Christians, Fox News, I showed you,
so they can run to your aid?
It was what, last week?
What's the rationale behind all of what you're doing?
Yeah, last week. All those groups were actually tied into Nazis, Christians, all that stuff. Go back and watch that podcast.
Or better yet, why don't we call Kamala Harris to teach the staff about border security and maybe Mayorkas can join them too. What about bringing Xi Jinping in to teach about democracy? Let's do that, right? We'll be safe, right? Good. I have a suggestion for you. Since what I'm saying here is not registering with any of you anyway.
Yeah, Looney left. Never registers.
I'd like to sponsor the happy hour after professional development with Facing History and have Dylan Mulvaney be your keynote speaker. Okay? Along the topics of the incompetence of this board, here's why parents are upset. Miss Nelson, I believe, she hit it right on the head. Okay? Misinformation is coming from the board, not the parents. And here's why. In 3 different ways, you guys have said...
But the parents are just overreacting.
When you were on Armenian TV, you said parents can opt out. What's the name of that paper that came out? Chris Coulter. Chris Coulter said what? You're not allowed to opt out your student. You can't opt out partially. What is the policy? Make it clear. Make it transparent. Speak openly, not with twisted tongues, Irene. Okay? So here's the question. Straight question. Can a biological boy, with a penis, thank you, walk into a girl's bathroom? Not identified, a biological male, can he walk into a biological female's bathroom? Yes or no? Answer the question directly.
They're not going to. They're going to throw him out.
Okay, thank you.
I'm surprised they didn't throw him out with that question. Because, you know, science is hate speech. Holy shit. Welcome to America. Science is hate speech. We're not indoctrinating your kids. This is a public parade.
This is not cute. This is not fun. This is pedophilia.
Exactly.
This army made up of ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
If you're really an army, you have a tool that other countries don't.
We will continue to stand up against this hot garbage and fight back.
So, back to my, we've covered the pedophiles. So, who else is sick and tired of hearing about January fucking 6th? One day in 100 years, 200 years of fucking loony leftist fucking violence. Okay? From slavery to fucking the KKK, it's all been them. And now they have their own new militant factions they call BLM, who are going bankrupt. Fuck you. And Antifa, who... Let me explain something. These are the same people that killed Martin Luther King Jr. And the far left, what you would call Antifa today, are the same people that killed John F. Kennedy, although there's some speculation that the CIA was involved. But I'm sure someone got Lee Harvey Oswald the rifle, and maybe there were guys on the grassy knoll. I'm going to guess they probably got the rifles. But the far left killed John F. Kennedy, his brother, but they are, from the KKK to Antifa to BLM, they are the oldest, the largest, the most successful hate group in American fucking history. January 6th, oh my God, January 6th. Fuck you. How about that? January 6th, oh my God, January 6th. Fuck you. Holy shitty.
I mean, to even entertain for a moment that this wasn't political theater, that they actually genuinely cared, and were so upset and outraged and shocked by all of this, all the Democrats, all of the media, right? We'd have to completely forget the fact that they had stood by and watched and cheered as Black Lives Matter rioted and attacked federal buildings for months and months on end. I mean, after George Floyd's death, protesters gathered up outside of the White House and then injured 60 Secret Service agents 11 of whom were so injured that they needed to be hospitalized, and then the media and Congress said it was a peaceful protest, and then laughed at Trump because he went to the bunker. They called him Bunker Boy. Black Lives Matter, by the way, which did these crimes and intimidated the U.S. population and coerced
terrorism,
senators and congressmen for the explicit purpose of politics, which is the actual definition of terrorism, by the way. The same people...
Again, sorry about the commercials. I don't have YouTube Prime.
Entre para o mercado livre de energia com a Engie e tenha previsibilidade de custos com uma energia econômica e segura.
Engie, sua parceira no mercado livre de energia.
Maybe some of you learned some Portuguese.
Bitter fight between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
The loony left some violent motherfuckers.
A day that began with Clinton black.
They never pick on people who will fuck them up.
Attacking his supporters. It happened after a Trump event in San Jose. Protesters punched rally-goers, kicked their cars, and burned Trump's signature baseball cap.
During that rally, Trump hammered Clinton for
as long as they bought him.
Prepared and unfit for the White House.
After what she said about me today in her phony speech, that was a phony speech. That was a Donald Trump hit job. I will say this, Hillary Clinton has to go to jail, okay? She has to go to jail.
Nancy Cordes is in Culver City, California with Clinton's new offensive. We'll talk about that, but we want to go first to Major Garrett in San Jose, the site of last night's Trump rally. Major, good morning.
Good morning. After Trump's rally, protesters left the designated protest area.
The loony left, who will set fire to your business while calling you the fascist.
To harass and intimidate them. At times, violent scuffles ensued, all of this becoming a part of a pattern of unrest fueled by antagonism and divisive rhetoric on both sides. Demonstrations turned violent again outside Donald Trump's evening rally.
This is not bullshit in the media for Texas to open a branch office.
Center were surrounded, taunted, and attacked by anti-Trump protesters.
Fuck off past the newsstand!
Yet another example of a country divided by what these Californians view as hateful rhetoric from the presumptive GOP nominee.
Latinos for Trump, that's what I like. I love that. Latinos!
Inside the rally, Trump insisted Hispanic voters will rally around him.
Legal Hispanic voters.
Nobody knows about it yet.
But Trump gave opponents more ammunition hours earlier.
That's the difference. Legal.
That an Indiana-born judge presiding over a class action suit against Trump University had, quote, an absolute conflict of interest because he was of Mexican heritage. In March, House Speaker Paul Ryan issued this warning to Trump.
This party does not prey on people's prejudices.
But on Thursday, Ryan became the latest high-profile Republican to line up behind him.
My goal is to make sure that we're unified so that we're at full strength in the fall so that we can actually win the election.
Last night, Trump again used divisive rhetoric, invoking race when recalling years-old tensions between the Clintons and President Obama.
Remember, Hillary Clinton used to hate Obama. Bill Clinton hated him. He called Bill Clinton a racist. Do you remember that?
House Speaker Paul Ryan's endorsement was long awaited, but Trump didn't even feel the need to mention it to his rally crowd last night, focusing all of his attention on Hillary Clinton. Interestingly, after Trump's rally, Clinton's campaign chairman, John Podesta, took to Twitter to denounce the violence visited upon Trump's supporters. Gail?
Yeah, that was tough to watch. Thank you very much, Major.
You are the biggest proponents for violence against conservatives. Holy shit. That video is coming up too. The media and politicians. See, they're the same hate group that they were when they founded KKK. They just are smart enough to evolve the hate to who they hate, right? It's whoever they can get money from.
Like the violence that's left for him and now fighting for his life. Violence, many charge, is politically motivated. This was politically motivated. That's the concern, because he's a really close friend of mine,
who, I'm just really shocked that someone would do this. What happened in our country where free speech? What happened to free speech?
That from Omar Navarro, who was
Democrats. Well, loony leftists. Not all Democrats. Some Democrats are like JFK Democrats, and we kind of see eye to eye on some things. But then you have the loony left. Holy fuck. The idiots wearing Che Guevara fucking pictures on their shirts.
We do know there were some racial slurs for him being white, I guess, said to him.
Foreman is now in intensive care after being stabbed 9 times. Check it out. You can see one of the wounds there on his forearm. Santa Monica police not mentioning a politically motivated crime, only confirming they've arrested 2 suspects, saying, quote, the victim and suspects got into an argument that continued as both vehicles pulled out of a parking structure and allegedly resulted in a minor traffic collision, stop quote.
It's been pretty heartbreaking. He's lucky to be alive, getting stabbed 9 times. And but he's had an overwhelming response of love.
And this picture from inside ICU, Foreman gets a very special gift.
It appears to be a campaign sticker signed by the president, and I've never seen Tony smile bigger than when he got that.
Support for Tony, who's become a fixture at political rallies, no matter how emotional, always protecting freedom of speech that, in turn, did not protect him.
If you're on the other side, it doesn't mean you stab someone 9 times. It doesn't mean you try to censor someone's free speech. That's wrong.
And now live, friends are still worried about Tony's safety, claiming he's getting death threats on social media.
Yeah, you're all
who are politically opposed.
Loony left. There's a reason I call him loony.
You can find that on the website wesearchers.com. Just look for Tony's Patriotic Fund. For now, we are live.
And these are only a fraction of the videos I have. Oh, so brave. These are such brave people. Yep. One lone dude against all these people. They're so brave. Probably the same people you see at your Pride Parade. Because they have nothing else to be proud of. Definitely not this. Thirty to 1, yeah. And he literally had to say something to the press about defending himself. Really.
Completely fully. There's enough bullshit in the media for Texas to open a branch office.
He literally had to say something to the press that they hit him.
There's enough bullshit in the media for Texas to open a branch office.
Fuck off, Pastor Houston!
Someone stole his hat. It's his hat. That's called stealing. 40 people are yelling, get him out of here. Well, why don't you fucking get out of here? He's coming from a Trump rally. Get the fuck out of there.
This is my hometown. This is Burlingame. And I was
let me guess. Antifa, maybe?
This is Burlingame. Really? Now when did this time come to Burlingame? How come you're in the Burlingame? Okay, then what time are you in? Okay, there we go.
There we go again. Loony leftists, the largest, the most. They just change who they hate. But they're probably calling him the fascist or the Nazi, right? Accuse your opposition of that which you are guilty.
There's enough bullshit in the media for Texas to open a branch office.
Such heroes, yeah. Let me guess. Antifa. Let me guess. Antifa. Give me the fucking hat. So the hat is just driving you crazy. But you're perfectly sane. Alright. Ain't nothing wrong with this person. Oh my God, that hat! Because he's wearing a hat. He's racist. That's what we call a CRT indoctrinated drone. Relax. He's been kicked, punched, and beat. Relax. Do your fucking job. Give me a badge. I'll do it for you. Fucking. Hey, dumbasses. A white person calling another white person racist. Okay. And you wonder why I call them the loony left. Or fucking idiots.
It looks to me like the best part of you laying down to crack your mama's ass and ended up with the brown stain on the mattress.
Yes, like the dumbest motherfucker that live. Everybody knows you never go fucking top. You won't fucking top. Never go fucking top.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
One dude. This is one guy against hundreds now. I'm gonna guess hundreds. At what point is lethal force allowed? So brave. The same people you see at a pride parade having a girl smack their butt.
Those I'm sure everyone watching expected.
Remember, January 6th. I'm ready, but you people will arrest me.
Punch him in the face. That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
Feel like punching him.
We're talking about a guy who can't find the fucking gym.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president? They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in.
When was the last time you made a speech where you weren't fucking high?
New America, huh? Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
People will do what they do.
I want to tell you, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you...
Oh, they're not racist. Remember January 6th. Remember. Yeah.
Walk like them. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be? Does one of us have to come?
I think it says U.S. Army, right? Soldier, right? Hey, okay.
And there's more. I promise to fight every single day. One, I'm a fighter and I'm relentless. And I'm
What we need here is like some.
I will fight like hell.
Eye of the Tiger. That's what we need in the background. Dun, 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 dun. Fight, 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 fight. Dun, 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 dun. Fight, 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 fight. These people are a fucking joke. Didn't she pretend to be an Indian?
You're an emotional fucking cripple. Your soul is dog shit. Every single fucking thing about you is ugly.
Fight hard for the changes Americans are demanding. Get in the fight. Win the fight. Fight. Fighting is fighting. We use every
Dun, 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 dun. Fight, 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 fight. I can't use the actual music because of copyright, but fight, 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 fight. Fight, 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 fight.
But we are going to make sure that this fight is not in tonight.
Oh, that's funny. You know what's funny is sucking my dick with no teeth.
Fight, 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 fight,
What this fight is for. Well, I'm wired to fight anyone who isn't doing their job for us. I'm John Custer, and you're damn right. I approve this message.
Oh.
I'm ready to stand up and keep fighting. If the fight, they're going to fight. They're going to fight.
Fight, 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 fight. Fight, fight, fight. I got it. Now I got to get a dog growling sound effect.
We need to say loud and clear that we are ready to fight.
So we burn up this fight. Now they're going to have to
Release the hounds.
Of the action spoke in terms of the fight.
I think we should be fighting. Well, really, we need to fight. We're simply not going to take this line down. We're going to keep fighting. So I'm telling all my colleagues, this is the fight of our life.
Whose side are you on? Who are you fighting for?
They're fighting, I'm fighting. We're both fighting.
We will fight back. We're not going to just take this line down.
I'm just going to keep the fight up.
What we have to do right now is fight as hard as we can.
We have to rise up and fight back.
And so we're going to fight, and we're going to continue to fight.
Fight, 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 fight. Didn't he get like taken out of office for sending dick pics?
We kept fighting, and we did. So we're going to keep fighting. We have to be fighting every single day. We have to fight. And we have no choice but to do that. I think we're doing the
You stupid fucking cunt. Hey, you stupid fucking cunt, you idiot.
I'm asking for the support of people across the country to fight back.
And you got to be fierce in fighting. Keep fighting.
Brown have been fighting.
I told President Biden I will fight like mad.
Now more than ever, we have to fight like hell.
We have these battles on
bitch!
Battle, and I'm going to be down there on the floor fighting. We Democrats are fighting as hard as we can. Democrats are fighting as hard as we can. Credit it in any way, but we're fighting back. What we've got to do is fight in Congress, fight in the courts, fight in the streets, fight online, fight at the ballot box. Fighting and pushing around the clock, fighting, continue to be brave and be
Holy shit.
and keep fighting. We
And
keep engaged.
the Eagles
We're fighting.
are so much better than the Eagles.
We'll also fight and challenge him in every way that we can, in the Congress, in the courts, and in the streets.
We each have an important role to play in fighting. In this fight, like so many before.
Antes da Monday.com, nossa equipe estava folgada em trabalho. Nossos dias eram
Holy shit.
entre trabalho.
There's so much fighting going on. There was an ad in the middle.
It's been a fight. The American people are going to have to fight. And about the importance of fighting. I will always fight. Fighting. But we always must fight. Joe Biden has a deep-seated commitment. Fighting, and about the importance of fighting. But we always
Whining more until them cry. Never face you eye to eye. One on one, they get knocked down. Antifa is a bunch of clowns.
That is what's known as being stunningly full of shit. Cheaply dressed $2 blowjob.
There's the fight, and then there's the fight to defend. Back in the fight. I'm making this fight. That is the guiding purpose of
Things that make you go.
never forgotten who he is fighting for. March and fought, and we just have to fight. And this is a fight for our country.
Fighting the health crisis of folks.
I led the fight and continue to fight. Never.
Things that make you go.
Fighting. He's not only fighting leaders who fought for progressive change, as a lawyer who fought for people his whole life, as well as other fights, and I'm proud that to have him in this fight with me. And above all, it's time for America to get back up.
Well, what the fuck?
Once again, fight.
Fuck off past the deer stand.
When we must fight. What kind of America are we fighting for? We've been fighting.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. Know what you'll find?
A picture of me? No! The definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are!
We're in the fight of our lives. Fight hell to fight.
Release the hounds.
We're going to take on this fight. Get in this fight, and we'll fight it out. Taking on the fight.
As representatives for the people, as legislators here in the halls of Congress, our job is to fight.
It's led us.
The American people like their bullshit out front, where they can get a good, strong whiff of it.
I will fight. And one of the things we do is fight, should fight.
Because my constituents send me.
You know, I was worried that this would not be long enough for tonight for a live stream. But as much fighting as these fucking people are doing, holy shit.
Completely full of shit.
Holy fuck. Fight! Dun! 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 Dun!
You gonna bark all day, doggy? Or are you gonna bite?
Holy fuck.
Are you fucking getting it yet?
One more time in public. This is not a fight I wanted to take on. This is the fight in front of this man.
Every single one of you, and every one of you. That's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. It's a word people use. But please stop the hypocrisy.
6th. This is the same place that January 6th happened, just a year earlier. Oh my God, January 6th. Holy shit. So fucking, oh my God, horrible.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, you don't even have, I have it on audio. There, Grumpy.
You listen to some guy?
Fuck out, Pat the Deer Dick!
Yeah, I got it all, dude.
What the fuck?
But they're worried about January 6th. This is the same spot January 6th happened. Which one looks worse? 60 police officers were injured in this. 11 enough to go to the fucking hospital. You see, Jimmy like calls me for information in those videos because I can find this shit. It's not what you know, it's what you can find. Oh my God, January 6th, well, horrible. BLM, Antifa, the militant arm of the Democrat Party. I'm still waiting for someone to tell me I'm wrong. Like, they're still the hate, the most successful hate group. It's just they're smart enough to evolve who they hate, right?
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
January 6th, oh my God, January 6th, horrible, horrible, January 6th. Where's that camera? You mean the one that's getting you committing arson? Thinking about doing more of these live streams, but I got to kind of plan them a little better because I changed the layout of my studio right before I went on air, so there's a couple blips in there, but whatever, that happens when you go live. Oh look, arson! Nothing to see here, mostly peaceful, you know. 11 police officers went to the hospital, but mostly peaceful. No justice, no peace. Not a fucking problem, really. No justice, or where is it? No justice, no peace. Not a problem. That's only 100 round belt. Imagine 2, 3. You gotta let them cool a little bit in between, you know. But you have to bleep stuff out, they're probably not saying anything nice to the police. That was the last of, and then we have, now my, Looney Left.
Aprender a ser rico, não leia livros como esse. Leia livros como esse. Esse aqui é o Siddhu, livro judaico.
I gotta go back to, wait a minute, not everything is perfect, I'm running this live, okay. And then we have the Looney Left, well, Republicans are racist. Okay, really? Then explain away Chicago or New Orleans. New Orleans, the most violent city for black Americans in the country. I don't call them African Americans because I've been closer to Africa than those fucktards. They are black Americans. Actually, they could be brown or mauve. Don't know. Go down to fucking Sherwin-Williams and figure out what fucking tone you are. Anyway. Most violent for black Americans in the country, which hasn't had a Republican mayor since 1870. Matter of fact, the top 22 out of 30 cities within the United States have the highest murder rates for black Americans. Guess who they're run by? Isn't it not a fucking shocker? I don't think it'll be a shock to any of you people, right? Again, Democrats, loony leftists, all those cities are run by the loony left. Their mayors and their district attorney, that's the important one, the district attorneys and usually the police chief, because they're appointed by the fucking mayor, are all Democrat. Does anybody see a fucking pattern going on here? Anyway. Now we have to get to Trump's indictment because it's like the elephant in the room. I keep getting this on my Facebook, pictures with boxes in a bathroom somewhere. Although you can block a bathroom door. By the way, like all those documents were all classified. Now, I've held security clearance as Jimmy. Ours wasn't. We couldn't classify or declassify documents, but we could use them within the scope of our mission, right? But having a bunch of documents in a locked bathroom is worse than a garage with a crackhead bringing crack whores and prostitutes in and out. I'm trying to figure out. And then on video, okay, there's video out there of Sniffy Joe admitting he's been breaking the law for over 40 fucking years. Oh, those documents, the classified documents in his office, or I don't know if it was in his office or in the garage, but they're from the 70s. So you've been committing a felony for 40 fucking years. But the loony left are like, Trump! This man has been breaking the law for 40 fucking years. He wasn't the president or the vice president. The president has the authorization to declassify. And I think we'll look at that later, actually. Also, there was classified documents found in an office on a campus where the Chinese donated, at least that I know of, $15 million. Now, do you think they donated money to that college campus, Penn University, because they were worried about the educational opportunities for American youth? Are you fucking retarded? Anyway, and then when you talk to the loony left, who don't know shit about classified, because they don't serve in the military, none of them do, is their only defense of the arrest is they're classified, but he was the president. But they're classified, but he was the president. So we need to look up a couple things here. First of all, we need to look up Commander-in-Chief. We need to understand what that means. Commander-in-Chief. Here we go. A head of state or officer in supreme command of a country's armed forces. Now, I had security clearance in the armed forces given to me at the top of my form, the form that gave me my security clearance. It said, by order of the president. It didn't say by order of some loony left fucking, some whatever. It said by order of the president. Okay? That's what it said. So he establishes security clearance. Now we're going to go to the security clearance, and we're going to go to a very specific section, executive order, issued by George W. Bush II, Jr., Section 1, Paragraph 3. And I'm only going to read the parts that are important, because I'm not going through all this shit. It's it's regulation. Section 1, Paragraph 3, Classification Authority. A. The authority to classify information originally may be exercised only by the President and the Vice President. Agency heads and officials designated by the President. Let me say that again for the fucking people in the back, or the fucking mentally retarded. Agency heads and officials designated by the President. Again, designated by the President. I don't really think I have to go further than that, do I? If I do, you're probably fucking retarded. So, the President designates what's classified and unclassified. He also designates how it's stored and whatnot, the rules and regulations. He is the man. You understand? The President is it's called Commander-in-Chief. He is the man. Of course, at this point, I'm thinking we may need to look into that law and maybe do some tweaking, because the guy that is currently in charge of all that has fucking dementia. Well, that's what I want to end the show on. I don't know how long it is. What, an hour and 38 minutes? Anyway, I want to end the show on. I'll kind of stick around for questions if you want. Chat's opened. I'm here. We say another 30 minutes. So, yeah, for another 30 minutes, I'll stick around. How about that? I'll leave it open. Doesn't mean I'm going to sit in front of it, but I got to go potty. And bring up other topics, because I was like struggling for, well, not struggling, there was shit I was just pissed off about, but it's not about just being pissed off. There's stuff that could be discussed. But right now I'm going to go use the restroom, and I'll be right back. We're going to take a sponsored break. Of course, I don't have sponsors, so. So I'm back. Does anybody here want to? Let me see if I can. Well, I could play something like. Oh yeah, I got threatened on Instagram, so that was fun. So it made me think of this. I wrote this one a long time ago.
He'll tell you he's a killer from 1,000 miles away. He's someone not to mess with. You can say he's on his way. A keyboard is his weapon. Behind him you can't hide. He tells you he will kick your ass, but he just can't find a ride. Facebook is his battlefield, he makes up different names. If he used his very own, we know what point to blame. He thinks that he's so big, he's smarter than the rest. He sounds just like a shufflehead, but he's doing his very best.
Yeah. So, anybody want to talk about anything? Like, well, I've been threatened multiple times on Instagram by a guy who says people who threaten people are the problem. What else is going on? Yeah, I'm going for my license. Which I don't speak like a lot of Portuguese. Well, I speak, I think, enough. So, and I'm getting my car and motorcycle license. Although I won't ride that thing out there. Oh fuck no! I'm going down to the Triumph or the Harley. Yes, there is a Harley Davidson fucking showroom here it's in Floripa, and I'm getting me a fucking Harley. If I'm gonna ride a bike, it ain't gonna be a toy like she has. But also I saw a Triumph I liked. Of course, the bike had just the exact same model had just gotten into an accident in front of the Triumph showroom, and I saw I could stand up to a car. So kind of a selling point. You know, I'm not going to fucking die on it.
Whoever coined the phrase "let the buyer beware" was probably bleeding from the asshole.
Exactly. Welcome to politics. Now I'm just like playing with my sound effects board. It's funny. It's
I don't like your jerk off name. I don't like your jerk off face. I don't like your jerk off behavior, and I don't like you. Jerk off.
See, I was waiting for things that make you I think I missed it, but I was waiting for pictures of Maxine Waters to come up in one of the videos so I could go
things that make you go.
But I think I missed it. I think I used it somewhere else, but I think I missed it. And then I'd like to get some loony leftists in here just so I can fuck with them, just because I'm fucking bored, you know. But of course they piss me off, but they give you the chance to use your shit, you know. Anyway, let's end it on. I think I played this before, but it's fucking hilarious.
And now it's Storytime with your host, Carl Children.
I guess I ain't no spring chicken no more. I'm pretty old to get out. Ain't got the gas. I reckon you should get on in years there. It's a good idea to take care of yourself. I went to the doctor last week. Had me one of them deals where they check out your hind end. They call it something like a colonoscopy. I can tell you about it if you want me to. And if you don't, I got nothing. You'll like it. It's based on all my experiences. First off, you gotta go in there and meet the doctor. Some folks call him a physician, I call him a doctor. I reckon they want to meet you on account it's a good idea to shake hands with him before he gets started. He's probably gonna walk backwards. I go to that young feller, Doc Stevenson over there at the hospital. He's a very handsome man. Smiles a lot. I can't figure out what makes the feller decide he's gonna make a living looking up folks' backsides. Seems kind of funny to me. Not funny, ha-ha. Funny queer. That must be a pretty good way to get it. Or maybe he just weren't smart enough to be a dentist. I hear tell he's pretty good at his job. I know a feller named Royce from up there to the nervous hospital. He went to him. Not for a colonoscopy. He swallowed some car keys, a couple of writing pens, and a tennis ball. On account of he's crazy. Doc Stevenson, he got them out quick as a wink. Royce said he never felt a thing. I can't right to figure out how he did that. You ever see a tennis ball? Maybe it's magic like them fancy boys in Las Vegas do. Well, sir, I reckon I didn't care none for the part where you got to get ready for the colonoscopy. They give you this potion to drink there. He said it was something called a laxative. He said I ought to be sure to be close by the toilet when I take it. Well, that ain't exactly right. You can't be close by. You gotta be right there on it. It took me a second or two to figure that one out. That there laxative plumb whooped the tar out of me. And everything else. I tell you, I don't know where it all came from. I was up all night flushing in shifts. The next morning, you go in there to the hospital, have that whole shebang done. You wander into that little room there. They got a 50-foot coil of hose pipe hanging on the wall. Big old air compressor. I asked Doc Stevens what all that was for. Well, sir, he said they're going to put a camera on the end of that hose pipe, blow some air up into the innards, then take pictures of the inside and behind the end. I told him I didn't need no pictures of that. I didn't really care what it looked like anyhow. Well, he said they had to look for all kinds of dwarfs, goblins, and all sorts of stuff might be all killed somewhere or another. They had stripped down bare naked. They gave you a shirt with no back on it, so your bottom sticks out. They lay you down on your side on this table there, till you sniff out of this cup. Well, I started to sniff, and just as I was going to tell him he didn't have to use all 50 feet of that hose pipe, I sort of faded out. While I was out, I had me a nightmare where I was gloved and this big old hand was shaking me. I didn't understand that part of it. I woke up all of a sudden. I couldn't feel my backside. I said, what'd you kill the feeling in my butt for? What'd you kill the feeling in my butt for? I don't know what happened, but when I woke up, there was a tennis ball sitting there. I reckon he didn't find nothing bad anyhow. I hope I ain't gotta do that again. Moral of the story, if a feller's gonna put a hose pipe in your backside, make sure he's been to school for it. And if you do a good job, they might give you a tennis ball. The end.
Storytime is brought to you by Hargrave's Potted Meat Product. Chock full of Pecker's Lips since 1937.
I got the hose pipe out of the truck, little feller.